Nightbeat starts right now.
It's been a burning problem all summer long. Tonight, why the recent spike of fires in empty buildings is even more challenging for San Antonio firefighters. But first,
families across San Antonio are bracing for changes in the San Antonio Independent School District.
Tonight, the final right-sizing community meeting, as it's called, as the district moves forward with plans to merge students and close schools. The
Night Team's Patty Santos tells us what happens now that district leaders have spoken with people from the community.
Understand it needs to be done. It's hard.
Change is hard, but many San Antonio ISD parents, staff, and community members say they are hopeful and seem to understand why the district is talking about closing schools.
Well, now I understand what's going on.
SAISD says it is considering consolidating schools due to a continuous drop in birth rates and the rising cost of housing. The district calls it right-sizing. This meeting at Longfellow Middle School is the last of 14 public meetings, and it had a strong attendance. For people like SAISD employee and parent Ariana Martinez, there are still concerns and questions.
So I'm just more concerned about how my kids, my students, families are going to be affected by that.
But Martinez says the possible changes ahead could open opportunities for her students, but the job security for her peers and even families worry her.
Once we know more information, then it's easier to make a judgment off of.
Those answers will come next week when district staff make a recommendation to the board. Another round of community meetings will explain the recommendations before trustees vote on the plan on November 13th. If approved, the right-sizing plan goes into effect in the 2024-2025 school year.
You know, at the end of the day, as long as there's schools available, whether it's here or another place, and as long as everyone understands why, I think it'll be okay.
Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
It's a more than $3 billion decision. San Antonio City Council members trying to get in last-minute tweaks to the city's $3.7 billion budget. Some of the changes that some members are calling for: expanding a new mental health team, more money for San Antonio Animal Care Services, and a fund that could help with travel expenses for women seeking legal abortions outside of the state. The council discussed these and dozens of other possible changes this afternoon. They will meet tomorrow to finalize the list. The actual budget vote is set for Thursday.
Now, meanwhile, Bexar County commissioners, the court there approved a new $2.96 billion budget. It focuses on improving public safety and also paying its employees more. The budget funds 50 additional law enforcement positions. It also starts a new performance pay program where employees' salaries could go up to 5%. Now, there's a lot more in the county budget. You could read more about that and the cities. We have more on KSAT.com.
The Bexar County District Attorney and the San Antonio Police Chief haven't agreed on much lately, but they do agree that the state of Texas open carry law could be leading to more gun crime. That's a concern that Bexar County District Attorney Joe Gonzalez raised at last night's public safety town hall. It's a law that allows Texas gun owners to carry without a license or training. The DA says people have a right to carry, but there are people out there with weapons who should not have them.
What we are seeing is that people are having access to guns that really have no business carrying guns.
We've got boyfriends shooting, ex-boyfriends shooting new boyfriends. We've got ex-girlfriends shooting new boyfriends. We've got sons shooting fathers, fathers shooting sons.
The district attorney and the San Antonio Police Chief, William McManus, are set to speak with the public again on Thursday. They'll both attend another town hall in District 7 at the Doris Griffin Senior Center.
Another day under 100, and we're going to continue this trend going forward. 94 tomorrow, just barely under 100 on Thursday at 98. But more importantly, we have more rain chances to talk about. I'm going to get into that and show you a very interesting temperature spread across the state today, where the cooler weather was in just a bit.
Adam, thank you. In other news now, a dog owner whose dog attacked a neighbor now faces criminal citations. This is in connection with the attack on Heidelberg Street just 1 week ago today. San Antonio police say that the dogs crawled under a fence and into a neighbor's yard. Investigators say that one of the dogs bit a 46-year-old man on both of his arms and stomach. Animal Care Services says the owner was cited for the animal bite and for having 2 loose dogs off of the owner's property. Now, ACS took both of those dogs in for quarantine last week, but investigators have since determined that one of the dogs was not involved in the attack. That dog has since been returned to her owner. The second dog still in quarantine. SAPD says that no charges have been filed, but that this is still an open case.
He was shot and survived. Now a San Antonio man is calling on the person responsible to turn themselves in.
As the night team's John Paul Barajas explains, his concern isn't just for himself, but for his young kids.
This is a new challenge, new stuff going on.
Life after being shot comes with new obstacles, but Heriberto Fernandez says he's just grateful to have a chance to face them. His life changed August 23rd when a stop to pick up his kid's mother ended in an altercation with a third party.
And he walks up to me, and I didn't see the gun until it was too late. He shoots me right in the chest as I'm looking out the door.
Fernandez says he knows the suspect, but KSAT isn't naming him because San Antonio police have not identified him as a person of interest or a suspect in this case.
And my first thing is, hey, let's get out of here. Put it in reverse, and as I put it in reverse, he starts firing at the car.
He tells us his 2 young children were sitting in the back seat at the time.
What if my kids were in the ICU and all of that? Thank God I'm the only one that had to go through this.
A woman drove Fernandez to Joint Base San Antonio Lackland for help. Fernandez believes that's why he's still here today.
I was only hit one time, but that one time that I was hit, the bullet went in through my chest right here, and it went inside, and it went all the way down, and it caused a lot of damage.
He spent 6 days in the ICU, and doctors haven't removed the bullet that hit him. Even with recovery ahead, Fernandez says his main concern is catching the person who put his family in danger.
Don't worry about me, what you did to me. Worry about Nalani and Noé. That wasn't right. Turn yourself in. Be a man.
John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Now, San Antonio police are investigating at this time, and they say that when the suspect is caught, that person is going to face at least 1 count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
And coronavirus not going away. These are the latest numbers in Bexar County, released just a few hours ago. As you can see, there are 2,045 more COVID cases. It's a slight dip in the number of new cases reported since last week. The county also reporting 2 more COVID-related deaths tonight. In light of the recent increase in cases, not just here, but across the country, the CDC is greenlighting the use of updated COVID vaccines. Advisors to the CDC recommended that all Americans 6 months and older receive at least 1 dose. 2 updated mRNA vaccines from Pfizer and Moderna will be available in pharmacies this week. The new vaccines have been updated to fend off the currently circulating viruses that cause COVID.
Parents, you're going to be waiting longer to see how well your kid's school district is performing. This goes all the way back to the Texas Education Agency. You see, the TEA was supposed to release the A through F accountability ratings for all Texas school districts on September 28th. But now it says that's going to happen in 1 month from today. The ratings are basically grades for school districts, and the TEA says that these new numbers have to take COVID's impact into account. Now, ratings have wide ramifications because if a school district has a low enough grade, the state can then intervene. Grades also affect student enrollment, which in turn affects funding. By the way, the TEA has recently been in the hot seat. 7 school districts in Texas are suing the TEA over how it's evaluating schools.
Republican House Speaker Kevin McCarthy launching a formal House committee impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden. The center of this move, the president's family's business dealings. In a statement, McCarthy said the House investigations into the Biden family this year have uncovered a, quote, culture of corruption. But House-led GOP investigations have yet to provide any direct evidence of that corruption. A White House spokesman called McCarthy's move, quote, extreme politics at its worst, end quote.
This is really what you would call a familiar story. San Antonio firefighters putting out flames in empty buildings. Why these fires keep popping up and why they're so difficult for local fire crews. Unfortunately, we're starting to hear more about them across San Antonio. Fires somehow sparking up in empty structures where nobody lives or even works.
Yeah, KSAT Investigates gathered data from the city's fire department, which highlights the increasing trend. The fire chief actually telling our Lee Waldman these vacant building fires present a new set of dangers to fire crews.
6 months after a house fire and getting back on their feet, Maria Lozano and her family are facing homelessness again.
When they said nothing survived, no apartments, and we lost everything.
Their new home is gone. A fire in the vacant home next door spread, carried on the winds of a tropical storm.
Fast. It burned fast.
A month earlier in July, Victor Villarreal faced a similar fate.
And the fire department showed up, and next thing you know, that house was fully engulfed. They couldn't do nothing about it.
A massive fire in a vacant 2-story home on West Poplar was too close for comfort.
It's been going on. I was here 3 months ago. They burned the house next door.
The numbers increasing.
We looked at the numbers with San Antonio Fire Chief Charles Hood. Data collected by SAFD shows an increasing problem with vacant structure fires.
We know that our fire behavior is up in these vacants.
In 2021, 16% of the 546 fires SAFD responded to were in vacant structures, both homes and commercial buildings. The next year, that percentage jumped up to 26%. And as of July 31st, 29% of 2023's fire calls were for vacant structures.
I think a lot of it has to do with temperature, with the unhoused population.
Chief Hood explained years ago unsheltered people went inside vacant buildings to get out of the cold.
Now we have vacant buildings in this city where people have gotten in, and it's like a commune in there, and they're staying out of the heat now.
This vacant apartment complex on Southwest 36th Street caught fire on August 6th. Dozens of firefighters responded to keep it from spreading to the whole block. SAFD believes it was started by unsheltered people.
Upwards of 60 to 80 people out there in the middle of the day in the heat. That same amount of people had to respond to another 2-alarm fire later on that evening.
When fires do start, safety is top of mind.
Many of these vacant buildings are structurally unstable, making it dangerous for firefighters to go inside. SAFD is working with development services to identify and mark these dangerous buildings with these placards.
It tells us the structure has been identified as unsafe by fire prevention and safety.
They're also making these tactical concern reports so crews know not only the best way to respond, but the safest.
To have all of this information, where the plugs are, where the exposures are, it's going to really help you at 3 in the morning.
Hood says these reports will save lives when it comes to dangerous and vacant buildings, but these are just Band-Aids to a multi-pronged problem.
It's going to take everybody to kind of solve this, but in the meantime, we have to be safe while everybody else, including us, is trying to figure that solution out.
SAFD is working with development services on this placard program to identify which buildings are dangerous. An open records request shows there are over 11,000 vacant, overgrown, or dangerous structures in our city. We're going to the city council districts where most of these buildings are located to find out what elected leaders are doing to solve this problem. For KSAT Investigates, I'm Lee Waldman.
The investigation will continue.
That's right. Now here's a live look outside. They're 84 degrees. And yeah, we've been talking about temperatures that are below 100 degrees, but I want to hear more about these rain chances.
Yeah, right.
That's got us excited.
Yeah, the temperatures got us excited as well. We've had 2 days in a row that have been below 100.
Something. We'll take it.
It is something for us after 74 100-degree days so far this year. All right, let's take a look at our rain chances and get right to it. You know, we're not overly optimistic, but keep in mind, we're not in a very well-defined weather pattern. So these changes can change in a short period of time, and I do anticipate some of them to be modified in the days ahead. Bottom line, tomorrow at 30%, Thursday 20%, that's mainly for the afternoon, early evening. And we've got better feelings about Friday right now, especially late in the day, Friday night and into early Saturday. Then it looks like we clear out with no rain chances by the second half of the weekend and into early next week. So let's talk about the weather pattern we have right now. A stalled frontal boundary with some cooler air to the north of it throughout a good chunk of Texas, especially in north and west Texas. This frontal boundary, it's fairly diffuse and weak, but it's draped basically right overhead. It can be enough to help kickstart some showers and storms. What I'm watching for tomorrow is this very little dip in the upper level flow. That's all it takes in these kinds of weather patterns, is these subtle little ripples in the flow to help generate more showers and thunderstorms, even more than what we're anticipating. So we're going to watch this as it heads eastward tonight and into our neck of the woods throughout the day tomorrow. If we're lucky, this could boost that 30% even higher. But here's one computer model rendition. I'm not saying this is exactly what's going to happen, but it's just one of the examples of right now we're going with the isolated activity. So about 30% coverage across our area, especially afternoon and early evening. And don't pay close attention to exactly where it's painting the rain, just the mere fact that the coverage is isolated in nature. All right, let's talk temperatures. 95 today. That's 4 degrees above average. We're celebrating mid-90s, even though we're still above average. The record, 103, that's a long-standing record set back in 1893. But here's what's interesting. You go into the hill country, 80s, that's nothing compared to North and West Texas. Look at Midland, 66 for the high temperature today. Lubbock, Amarillo, 70 degrees for their highs. Now, I wish I could tell you this is some nice fall air that's headed our way. That's simply not the case. I showed you the high temperature trend earlier. We're going to be in the 90s. But one reason it was cooler, of course, they're on the cooler side of the boundary, but also significant clouds and even some mist and drizzle throughout the day kept those temperatures down. And they were good 10 to 22 degrees below average for the day today. So significant changes just on the other side of the Lone Star State. 75 in the morning. Tomorrow at noon, we're at 87. 94 the high. There's that 30% chance. Cross your fingers. If we're lucky, if that little ripple in the flow wants to overperform, we may see better odds. There's the possibility exists with that happening, but right now we're not very confident in it. 80s in the hill country again tomorrow. Kerrville 89, for example. Stone Oak 93, Von Army 95. And then Thursday, we're going to be close to triple digits. 98 degrees, pretty close, but right now we're expected to stay just under. And then even as low as 91 for the high temperature on Saturday. And notice those morning low temperatures dropping closer to 70, maybe even upper 60s early next week.
Perfect for jogging outside.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
All right, volleyball season in full swing.
Got it.
Did your interest spike?
Did you get that? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Mary.
I love it. Yep, just like he said, the high school volleyball scene came alive this evening. We'll bring you to a couple of matchups at Northside Sports Gym. Plus, we'll take a look at the Astros and Rangers in their respective matchups tonight. The volleyball court was buzzing tonight with energy at Northside Sports Gym. The first 6A matchup of the night was between the Harlan Hawks and the Holmes Huskies. In the first set, the Hawks dominated to a 25-3 win. But in the second set, the Huskies found some rhythm by getting it over to Emma Rios Robles, who found the opening for one of her 3 kills. The Hawks would respond by finding J.C. Hall, who helped Harlan win the second set 25-20. Then in the third set, the Hawks kept soaring as Carrington Crawford spikes the kill, and Harlan would go on to win it 3-0. The second match of the night was between the O'Connor Panthers and Warren Warriors. This 6A showdown got off to a fast start as the Panthers set up Jocelyn Joyner for the kill. She was on fire in this one. The Warriors threw a haymaker back at them as Grace Owens hits one off the block for a point. Later in the first set, Madison Libson gets the kill with the angled shot, and we'll make sure to have the final of this matchup on our websites. To the gridiron now. District 14 5AD2 powerhouse Alamo Heights is averaging about 65 points per game through the first 3 weeks of the season. And the Mules' scoring margin against only district opposition is an impressive 139. Though even the Mules' potent attack and suffocating defense. Even with that, the group refuses to take any opponent lightly. Next, undefeated McCollum awaits the rival of Alamo Heights, and head coach Ron Rittiman is preaching staying humble to this group.
The cool thing is I don't think we've reached our full potential. We're getting better week by week, and that's kind of the process that we try to implore on our guys is just set the bar the first game and then be a little better the second game.
We make sure to respect all our opponents. I mean, at the end of the day, we know it's about us, what we do. We control what we can.
We just can't think of ourselves too highly. We need to go in like we do every game, and just it's a new team every week. We need to look at it that way.
Last year, the Mules went undefeated in its district schedule and finished the year as regional semifinalists. McCollum and Alamo Heights kick off at 7 this Friday. There are a majority returning pieces to this year's Roadrunners defense, which has helped the unit get off to a fast and effective start. 10 tackles behind the line of scrimmage they had on Saturday while holding Texas State to 31 yards on the ground.
We're very assignment sound this year. I feel like everybody has a good understanding of the defense, where they should be in the defense and where everybody else is. I feel like we've been very disciplined. I feel like we've just been playing as a team. Being physical is just part of us, it's part of our brand, is who we are, and we've been doing that for sure.
Army West Point, who is also 1-1, visits the Alamo City this Friday for a 6 o'clock kickoff with UTSA. Then on September 23rd, the Roadrunners will be in Knoxville for a 3 p.m. kickoff against Tennessee.
It's good for a lot of reasons. It's good for our football team to get a win on the road. It's never easy to go on the road. It's never easy to win a college football game, and especially after how week one went, it was good to bounce back and handle ourselves like pros and take care of business.
The Incarnate Word football program had its way with Northern Colorado responding to its week 1 loss with a 42-7 win in Greeley. QB Zach Calzada earned conference honors after throwing for 255 yards and 3 touchdowns in Clint Killo's first win as head coach. The Cardinals stay on the road for a matchup against Abilene Christian this Saturday at 7. They'll return home for a 3-game stint. We'll be right back.
Their home and business sits on a tract of land approved by the city. Now, one letter is leading to numerous citations.
How did the city become aware of potential problems on a property with council-approved zoning? Turns out that is quite a tale.
KSAT investigates the criminal past of the disgraced former city official behind the letter and the developer who hired him.
It's apparent to all of us what's going on.
KSAT's investigation, including the developer's denial of involvement, is streaming now.
The Texas Rangers are in Toronto for Game 2 of their 4-game series against the Blue Jays. 4th inning on the first pitch to Robbie Grossman. He goes the distance with a shot to left field, a 2-run bomb that gives Texas the early lead. Max Scherzer started on the bump. The righty pitched 5 1/3 shutout innings before leaving because of a right tricep spasm. Still, the Rangers go on to win it 6-3, their 4th straight win. That was 6-2. And now the AL West leading Houston Astros were shut out by the Oakland A's last night. Tonight, they lost again, but this time they got some runs on the board. Kyle Tucker hit a sacrifice RBI in the bottom of the 1st, and in the bottom of the 5th, Jeremy Pena hit an RBI double to bring home Marcio Dubon. The Astros will look to avoid the sweep in Game 3 of the series tomorrow night.
Boy, that's coming right down to the wire between those teams.
Yes.
And Seattle.
That's when it gets good. Thank you. We'll be right back.
Halloween's still more than a month away, but lots of people already getting ready for spooky season.
All right, so if you have your Halloween decorations up, share them with us on KSAT Connect, and we might share them on the air.
Have you seen any up yet?
No, not yet. I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, they already have Christmas trees up in Costco. I'm surprised we don't have any Halloween decorations.
Our producer Carlos says he's seen them.
Yeah,
he's seen the direct decorations up. Send them to us at KSAT.com.
Well, there's some Halloween colors on the Tropics map. We'll have more about this in the morning and tomorrow evening.
Thank you, and thank you so much for joining us.
See you tomorrow.
Have an awesome night.